Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the SUPES channel. My name is Matt Ramos and on this channel I am to entertain, inform, and inspire using the topic of discussion as always, which is superheroes. So guys, Marvel is actively building towards a Young Avengers team. Yes, I know it sounds crazy. I'm hype as hell, and in today's video, I'm gonna break down everything about this Young Avengers team, from the potential roster to how Marvel is going to assemble this team to when we're gonna see this team actually assemble. So right before I do that guys, make sure to stay to the end of the video for giveaway details, as I'm giving away an entire SUPES merch line, baby. This merch is fire. You're gonna want to get your hands on it, so make sure to stay to the end of the video for those giveaway details. Now without further ado, let's talk about Marvel's Young Avengers. So judging off a report coming from Daniel RPK, a very reliable news insider for a ton of Marvel news, he reported that Marvel is actively building towards a Young Avengers Disney Plus series, but it could be a movie, but it's most likely to be a Disney Plus series. To me, this is a freaking great idea. I mean, I think the Young Avengers could low-key be bigger than the actual Avengers just because they are kids with superpowers that go beyond the limit of what adults have. Like, these are kids with godlike powers that, you know, are trying to find their way in the world and how to be a superhero. And when we look at a show like Stranger Things that did so freaking well, just based off of a show that's based around kids that have so much power that are working together. I mean, there's really one kid in the group that has all the power to, you know, make hella destruction, but ultimately the show is based on the dynamic of the kids, and that's what I think is really gonna steal and highlight in this Marvel Young Avengers Disney Plus show. The fact that it's kids and the dynamic amongst the kids. Like, the reason SpiderMan was one of the most likable characters in the MCU is because SpiderMan is a kid fighting alongside grown adult superheroes. And for a long time, SpiderMan kind of represents the audience. Like, a lot of us put ourselves into the position of Spider-Man, you know, being a kid, you know, fighting alongside Iron Man and Captain America and Thor. But now Spider-Man is not the only kid in the MCU. Spider-Man is not the only one. Now we have the Young Avengers that are slowly coming together, that are slowly assembling, and it's time to talk about what this team could potentially look like. Because I have a potential roster. I have some people on my list that are for sure going to be in this team, but I have other people that Marvel could throw in, but some of them I think they're actually too big for this team. So anyways, I'm gonna break down my potential roster for this Disney Plus Young Avengers team. Starting with the first one, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. We know she's coming to the MCU because she has her own Disney Plus series, and because this Young Avengers series is most likely going to be on Disney Plus, I feel like Marvel is going to bring them together, similar to the way Marvel brought together the Defenders over on Netflix, in that each and every one of these characters, we saw them previously before the Defenders series. We saw each and every one. We saw Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. We saw them all separately, and then Marvel brought them together in a big, massive series. Again, didn't do too hot, but ultimately, the Defenders are out of the picture, and now Marvel's focused on the Young Avengers. So like I was saying, first we got Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, a young teenage girl that looks up to Captain Marvel, and then once she activates her powers, whether it's going to be through the X gene or whatever the case may be, we don't know how Marvel is always switching up origin stories for these characters. So we don't know how Miss Marvel is going to get her powers, but whichever way she gets her powers, she gets superpowers where she has like she has the ability to stretch her body out in like the weirdest ways. She can make her hands like super big, and like that's usually her thing, where she says something like "embiggen," and then her hands get like super big, and then she just goes around punching people. But anyways, once she gets her powers, with her looking up to Captain Marvel, she dons the name Miss Marvel, and with her getting her own Disney Plus series, entering the MCU, I can definitely see her as a for sure candidate to be in this Young Avengers team. The next two people that I know are for sure coming, and they come together, is Wiccan and Speed. Wiccan and Speed are actually going to be introduced into the MCU in WandaVision, and we know this because in actual WandaVision footage, we've seen Wanda pregnant, we've seen two cribs in a specific shot where we see Wanda and Vision, and there's two cribs under them. And then on top of that, a bunch of casting lists have gotten leaked for, you know, casting calls for WandaVision that it's like twins, And we know that Wiccan and Speed are coming, and they're gonna be teenagers. And again, a lot of people are saying, yo, Matt, chill, bro, chill. Like, they're literally just babies in WandaVision. But guess what? In the WandaVision show, in whatever alternate reality Wanda is playing in, whatever pocket dimension she creates, time works differently in that series. Time works differently wherever Wanda is gonna be. Because how do we see Wanda go from like not being pregnant at all to being pregnant? First of all, how does she even get pregnant? Like, let's be real, Vision is dead. And even if Vision is alive in this other pocket dimension, which he is, how does a robot... You guys know what I'm trying to say. But anyways, we see Wanda go from like being regular, like how she always is, to being pregnant, to having twins. Time works differently in this series. And again, this is a Disney Plus series that is probably gonna be under 10 episodes. So you're gonna tell me that Wanda goes from being regular to being pregnant to having twins all in a span of 10 episodes? I think not. That's because time works differently in this pocket dimension. So by the end of WandaVision, I believe we will see Wiccan and Speed as teenagers. And then once Wanda leaves her little pocket dimension and goes over back to the MCU or wherever she's gonna go, because we know that WandaVision will lead directly into Doctor Strange, into the multiverse, in the multiverse of madness. So I think Wiccan and Speed will make their way out of this pocket dimension and back into the MCU, and then we will see them be integrated into the Young Avengers. But who are Wiccan and Speed? What do their powers consist of? Wiccan is extremely powerful, and he shares a strong resemblance to the powers of Scarlet Witch. And Speed, finally, they're bringing back a speedster to the MCU. Speed is exactly what his name is. Speed is super fast. He's basically Quicksilver, and I was so mad in Avengers Age of Ultron that they killed Quicksilver because he's such a cool character and it was literally his first movie. I mean, we have a speedster in the MCU and now Speed is coming in to fill that void, and Speed is super fast, and then Wiccan shares the similar powers to his mom, Scarlet Witch. And again, I'm saying that these are both for sure candidates to be a part of this Young Avengers team, because in the comics, they are main players in the Young Avengers team. So I don't see why, if Marvel's building towards a Young Avengers team, I don't see why they wouldn't throw Wiccan and Speed into that lineup. The next person we know is 100% coming to the MCU and will probably be in this Young Avengers team is Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop will be introduced in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series. And yeah, this is called Hawkeye, but this series is solely based on the idea of Clint Barton's Hawkeye passing down the mantle to Kate Bishop, so like that he can go chill, retirement, and never be seen in the MCU again, and she can take up the mantle of Hawkeye and learn and inhabit everything he knows, so like that she can go be her own hero and be the next Hawkeye. So Kate Bishop is coming to the MCU. The actress Haley Steinfeld has been offered the role, however, it's still unclear if she's going to play the character, but we know that she has been offered the role, and I think she would be great as Kate Bishop. But again, Marvel always has the best castings. Marvel always casts some of the best people to play these characters we know and love. And essentially what Marvel does is, it's not about the actor, it's about the character. And Marvel does the majority of their characters justice. Drax, Hulk. But anyways, I feel like they're gonna do Kate Bishop really well. And in the comics, she is an awesome core member of the Young Avengers. So again, if they're building up to the Young Avengers, why not throw in one of the characters that is a prominent Young Avengers member in the comics, in Kate Bishop. So they're gonna bring her into the Young Avengers, and I'm gonna say it, like, she is a candidate to be a part of this team. The next member we got is a member that's gonna take up the mantle of Iron Man. Yes, I said it, Iron Man. Iron Man is coming back in some form or another, and we know that Marvel is bringing back the OG Avengers in some form or another. With Hawkeye, it's going to be Kate Bishop. With Cap, it's going to be Falcon taking on the mantle of Captain America. Hulk is still alive, chilling. Thor is still alive, chilling. Black Widow is dead, but now there's rumors that her sister Yelena could potentially take up that mantle. We're gonna have to wait and see until Black Widow comes out. So Black Widow will probably come back in some form or another. Again, it's not gonna be Scarlett Johansson. I don't want to see people reporting Soup said Black Widow is coming back. No, not Scarlett Johansson. The mantle of Black Widow will be passed on to someone else, and they will fill that void, because that seems to be what Marvel's doing with every other character that makes their departure from the MCU. Now with Iron Man is of course dead. He died in Avengers Endgame. But a new report has claimed that Marvel is in early development, and the development is ramping up for an Ironheart series that is set to be filmed on the back half of 2021, so it'll most likely come out in 2022. And check out this just awesome, beautiful art by Rafael Gracietti. I hope I'm not butchering his name, but this is an art of Ironheart. Looks very realistic, and Ironheart is coming to the MCU. I mean, just without the reports, I can tell you that with Marvel filling the void of these OG Avengers, Ironheart is the play. Now, I don't know if they're gonna go with the comic accurate version, which is Riri Williams, a young teenage girl who attends MIT, and then after Iron Man retires, assembles her own Iron Man suit. I don't know if they're gonna go with that origin, because another thing they can do is bring back, what's this girl's name? Hannah Baker. I forgot her actual name. Hannah Baker from Avengers Endgame, where she got cut out of Avengers Endgame, and have her as Morgan take on her father's mantle and become the next Iron Man as Ironheart. Or they could also bring back Harley Keener, who we recently saw come back in Avengers Endgame from the first Iron Man movie. And guys, there have been rumors about this kid coming back for so long. Like, we have theorized a way that this kid can come back and be the next Iron Man. So, whichever way Marvel decides to go, I'm guessing they're gonna go with either Riri Williams or bring back the Hannah Baker girl. What's her name? Catherine Langford. Yes, Catherine Langford. That's her name. I keep on calling her Hannah Baker because, of course, that's her most notorious role. So Catherine Langford as Morgan Stark. But I feel that they're probably, and will most likely go with the Riri Williams origin and bring in this young teenage girl from MIT that takes on the mantle of Iron Man with Ironheart and integrate her within the Young Avengers. The next candidate that will most likely be a part of the Young Avengers is Stature. Now, for those of you who don't know who Stature is a familiar character. Stature is what Cassie Lang, Ant-Man's daughter, ends up becoming. So we know that Emma Fuhrmann, after Avengers Endgame, the actress who plays Cassie Lang in Avengers Endgame, the older version of Cassie Lang, she has made it clear that she is going to return in a Marvel movie in sometime in the future. That's probably going to be Ant-Man 3. You can't have an Ant-Man 3 without Cassie Lang. And I feel that the whole reason they kept Cassie alive, so like that she can age, is so like that she can get old enough where they can integrate her and make her become Stature, her comic hero, her comic heroine, and integrate her into the MCU and feature her as a part of this Young Avengers team. I feel like that's the whole reason they aged her out, and now she's a teenager, but she's not too young, she's not too old, and I can definitely see her becoming Stature in Ant-Man 3, and then after Ant-Man 3, they can just throw her into the Young Avengers. Now, these next two characters, I'm gonna say I'm a little iffy about of whether or not Marvel would integrate them into the Young Avengers, but I can definitely see them fitting into this team. And the first character is Nova. We know that Nova is coming to the MCU. That is 100% guaranteed. But if Marvel decides to go with the younger version of Nova, Sam Alexander, who's a young teenage kid, we've seen him on Ultimate Spider-Man. You know, we are familiar with this version of Nova, the young teenage hothead kid. And I pray to God that's who they go with, because if they do, you know, Marvel, just check out my duets, like the level of acting in my duets on TikTok. Like, I'm just ready to play this character. So send me the contract via email. But regardless, if Marvel goes with the kid version of Nova, Sam Alexander, he is perfect for this team. I mean, we've seen Nova integrate with another young team of Avengers in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, and his interaction with those characters is great. And with Nova being this hothead teenager, I could definitely see him being like the little meathead of the team, where he is so powerful, he brings the heat because he's such a powerful character, but he is just a stupid character. Like he's the hothead of the team. He just acts without thinking. So I could definitely see Nova being a part of this team. But again, if Marvel decides to go with the adult version of Nova, Richard Rider, then Nova obviously can't be in a Young Avengers team because he would be older than all of them and he just wouldn't fit into the team. The next hero I'm going to say is Sheree. Sheree is the smartest person on Earth, even before Tony Stark even died. She was smarter than Tony Stark, and this is something that comes directly from Kevin Feige, like the president of Marvel. So we know that Sheree her main power is her intelligence. Her main power is her brains. But not only can that be her main power, because in the comics, she becomes the female Black Panther. So I could definitely see Sheree and Black Panther 2 getting the heart-shaped herb and getting Black Panther-like abilities, and then after Black Panther 2, she just transitions into this Young Avengers team and assembles alongside the rest of the Young Avengers. But with her being so smart, I can definitely see her and I don't know, maybe Ironheart, Sheree and Ironheart teaming up together as the brains behind this Young Avengers team. In the original Avengers team, we had Tony Stark and Bruce Banner collaborating together as the Science Bros. Now we could potentially have the Science Sisses. With Ironheart and with Sheree as the female Black Panther joining this Young Avengers team. To be honest, I don't think Marvel continues going down the path of this character of Sheree without eventually making her the female Black Panther. It's gonna happen, and if it's gonna happen, why not have it happen in Black Panther 2, where then she can join the Young Avengers as another young teenage kid with some crazy abilities. So if you've gotten to this point in the video, I'm sure you're asking, Supes, what about SpiderMan, the OG kid in the MCU? Well, guys, to be honest, I think Spidey's too big. He's too big for this Young Avengers team. Spider-Man is one, I don't think Marvel has the rights or the ability to have Spider-Man in a Disney Plus series, because that is exclusive to Disney Plus members. And remember, Spider-Man is still a Sony character. Sony still owns the rights to Spider-Man. So I don't even think that is a possibility of Spider-Man being able to be featured in a Disney Plus series, because it's not beneficial to Sony. In the movies, it's beneficial to Sony because the movies are marketed to everyone around the world. The Disney Plus series are only are only marketed to Disney Plus audiences, Disney Plus members. So I don't think contractually it's a possibility for Spider-Man to be featured on a Disney Plus Young Avengers team. However, if it's a movie, maybe. But even then, if it's a movie, I still think Spidey is too big for a Young Avengers team. I mean, I think if someone offered Spidey to be a part of this Young Avengers team, I think Spidey would just be like, the freshman? Nah, bro. Nah, I'm a senior, I'm a junior. Like, these are the lower classmen. Like, these are the little freshies. I ain't playing with the rookies anymore. So I just think Spider-Man is too big for this Young Avengers team. And if Marvel decides to, integrate him into this team, he's the face of this team automatically. Like, this whole Avengers team is going to revolve around Spider-Man because he is the biggest character in the MCU. Even outside of this Young Avengers team, Spider-Man is the biggest character. He is Marvel's golden hero. So with that being said, I don't think Marvel would do that to this Young Avengers team. And they want to give this Young Avengers team a face of their own. You know, not be defined by any other hero. Not be defined by Spider-Man, by anyone else. Spider-Man is his own hero. He is that big of a character. So he doesn't have to be a part of this Young Avengers team. So ultimately, guys, that is my entire lineup for this Young Avengers team. Again, Marvel could introduce characters in She-Hulk, Moon Knight, whatever the case may be. These are just all of the characters we know, as of right now, we know are for sure coming to the MCU. If not, they're already in the MCU. And these are all the characters we know are for sure will probably be a part of this Young Avengers team. So I am beyond excited to see the Young Avengers being assembled in Marvel, in the MCU. I mean, I feel like this is the next step. After the OG Avengers are no more. I mean, after Avengers, like, guys, after Avengers Endgame, there's literally no Avengers. The only Avengers still left on Earth is Hulk and Hawkeye. Hawkeye's retired, Hulk is still in the game. And now that gets me wondering, what if Hulk is actually the one that assembles this Young Avengers team and he mentors them or something? Like, because another thing we have to take into account is who's going to be the assembler of this team. For the OG Avengers, it was Nick Fury. But who's going to be that person that assembles this Young Avengers team? Because it's not going to be like all of these characters just walking around the MCU and then, I don't know, they meet up at like Starbucks for like a 6 o'clock meeting. Like, it's not going to happen like that. So who's going to bring this team together? I think it's going to be a veteran, and I think Hulk is a strong candidate to have that happen. So let me know what you guys think about everything I said in this video in the comment section down below. Who would be your ideal lineup for a Young Avengers team? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, getting into giveaway details, guys. I'm giving away an entire Supes merch line, baby. All you have to do to enter this merch line giveaway is like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and hit that bell notification on my channel to get notified when I post these videos. Thank you guys for watching this video about the Young Avengers who are coming to the MCU. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.